Every night of nearly every day, my wife and I put our girls to sleep between 7:45 and 8:15 p.m. My girls are 3 and 5. They have beds. They share a bedroom. They have beds on opposite walls of the same bedroom. They share the bedroom because we think it's going to be good to teach them how to share and be respectful of others' things. Amaya, my oldest daughter, inevitably asks me, "Daddy, can you tell me a Stacy story?" Yes, I say. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Stacy, and she never listened. This is a small excerpt. On a super hot and sunny August day when Stacy was about 11, she got a call from her friend Sarah. "You want to go swimming?" "Of course," Stacy said. So Stacy packed her bag with all she would need: a towel, sandals, water bottle. Her mom yelled to her, "Stacy, remember the sunscreen, because if you don't put on the sunscreen, you'll be burnt to a crisp." "Okay, Mom, but," and this is Stacy's problem, she wasn't really listening. This is an example of a Stacy never listened story. Each story is about her getting into trouble she could have avoided if only she would listen. Either she was goofing off or she heard the direction and she simply didn't follow it. I'm learning a new value of storytelling, which is surprising because it's what I do for a living. I've learned the value of storytelling to your kids. And I want to share with you in case some of you might have young kids, or you'll have young kids someday, or maybe you've got grandkids. My girls love stories, and I thought Stacy Never Listens would help me teach them lessons without them having to live through and go through the pain in real life. Stacy has screwed up all kinds of things by not listening. She's been called in front of class for not paying attention and shown herself to be completely unprepared for what the teacher asked her to do. She's fallen into a shallow river when she very recklessly walked across thin ice in the winter. She's ended her family's Boundary Waters vacation when she ate part of a poisonous mushroom on the ground after her dad told her specifically not to do that. My oldest daughter, Amaya, regularly says, what did Stacy do? And I want it to lead to something very, very bad." The badder, the better, at least for Amaya. And the girls always ask the same question: why didn't Stacy listen? I usually say, well, she was so excited to do something, she just didn't listen because she wanted to get right to it. Part of me thinks maybe I'm doing something wrong because I'm telling them stories of a character who never learns her lesson and never figures it out, and she just keeps making the same mistakes. But the minute Stacy learns to listen, her life will get smoother and easier, and the stories won't be as good. Amaya will not go for a story where Stacy has a good day and listens and everything goes well. Trust me, I've tried it, and it's bad. If my daughter could throw fruit at me, she would. Lately, I'm tired of telling the Stacy story, so I've been trying to tell other kinds of stories. I'll ask, "Hey, do you guys mind if you want to hear about what I did today?" "No, Daddy, that's boring," she'll say. Soon I'll need to come up with another character who has a different particular problem and runs into all sorts of trouble. A male character this time, maybe Tommy, who loses his temper, or Billy, who can be a bully. I don't know. By their bedtime, I'm usually pretty tired and not ready to make up stories. I've tried peaks and valleys. Some of you may be familiar with peaks and valleys. It's where you share the high point and the low points of your day. But my daughter covers her ears. She says, "I don't want to hear peaks and valleys, Daddy. That's boring." I think for her, sharing peaks and valleys may be an intimate thing. I don't think she wants to think about and go over a bad moment that she had in her day. I'm not sure. She's 5, so a lot goes unsaid, and some things are hard to pin down with kids. Sometimes I try to tell her all the great things about her. "You're smart and brave and goofy and gentle and beautiful, and Daddy loves you." But I can't get it out because halfway through, she doesn't want to hear it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just too much at the end of a long day, a 5-year-old's long day. I think there's something valuable in these stories because with little kids, it's hard to just sit down and teach them the lessons that you want them to learn. You have to get them across during times when they're ready to hear it and in an open mind. I think the best teachers are those who find many times to teach little lessons in all sorts of places. You don't need to make up stories. I'm sure you've got favorites of your own. The Giving Tree is an all-time favorite of mine. It teaches unconditional love and that we shouldn't take what others give for granted. Pinocchio is a great one, right? Disney's got a new version of Pinocchio coming out here pretty soon. Teaches about the love a father has for his son, about what we'll do for those we love, and why it's important to be honest. I didn't know what Jack and the Beanstalk's message was, but that was a story that really stuck to me as a kid. I read on the internet that it's about the value of trust and who we should trust. I don't think I got that from the story as a kid, but if I had, I think it really would have stuck with me. That's a value of storytelling. Stickiness. Stories can connect with people and make lessons stick. I think that's why some of the best leaders are also the best storytellers, because they know how to make things stick with those that they're leading, whether they're colleagues at work or their children. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.